G'day boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of Get Fit or Die Trying.
G'day boys and girls, how's it going? I did this today. Yep, I put my GoPro on my helmet and I've never had so many issues in my life with the bloody GoPro. Now, I'm sure it's not because I've mounted it to my helmet, although at first I thought maybe because of the voice recognition and all the wind rushing over it, it was telling it to turn off and it kept on switching off. But that's what it was doing. It was switching off all the time. Now, I always run a USB cord in and a power pack because I've got a card that I can get 7 hours of footage on. Now, I don't tend to ride for 7 hours these days, but the battery only lasts for about I think it's about an hour, maybe an hour and a half if I'm lucky. I tend to ride longer than an hour and a half. Now, I don't want to have to keep, switching it on, switching it off. I'd rather just let the thing run the whole time. That way I can get all the footage. I don't miss anything. I can cut out what I don't want and, go with that. That's how I used to do it when I rode the motorbike. Obviously, you could ride a lot longer on the motorbike. And, never really had too many issues. But every now and again, the thing just, it's like it has an evil spirit get inside of it. And it just plays up. And today was one of those days. So, anyway, I thought, yeah, voice recognition, all right, I'll go in and I'll disable that. Okay, and then it was all right for a while, probably for about, I don't know, half an hour. And then the bloody thing turned off again by itself. And I'm thinking, okay, what's going on here? So then I just looked up, sort of looked on my head sort of thing, just pressed the button, turned it on again. And it would go for about 5 minutes and then it would turn off. I thought, oh, okay. Well, and the other thing it was doing as well is when I did have it turned off at one stage, the little red light that is the charge light, and it's also a blinking light when it's recording, that was just on solid. All right, there was no display here, it was just on solid. And I'm thinking, what's going on there? And it did that to me this morning as well before I actually left. So I had to take the bloody battery out of the thing, put it back in to clear that because I couldn't turn it on or do anything with it. It just absolutely ridiculous. So I had to do that again today while I was out in the truck or out in the trailer. And I think I must have erased a whole bunch of footage because I only got 4 files in the end. And 3 of them were long ones and one of them was a short one. So all the time when I was turning this thing back on every 5 minutes, and I must have done that about a dozen times, I'm thinking, I'm getting all these files good because we're going in good little spots and that. I didn't get shit. I'm really disappointed with the GoPro. So GoPros suck. They really do. It's a full love-hate relationship with these things. When they work, love it. Beautiful. Footage is great. Stabilization is great. Sound quality is hit and miss. I mean, it's crap on top of the helmet. All you hear is wind. Much better on the chest because you've got a bit more of a windbreak and whatnot. So I'll be going back to the chest mount. But this thing's days are numbered. I'm going to try and source something different. Maybe a DJI Osmo. I think the Sony's going to be ruled out because of the form factor. It's a bit too long. It's like a small camcorder kind of shape. At least the last one I've seen was. I wouldn't be able to wear that on the chest. And there's a third one out as well. I think it's the Insta360 or something like that. I think they do one that isn't a 360 camera. But anyway, I've got to look at something better because, I love making my videos and to ride without a camera, as weird as it sounds, it's like I can ride without a camera, don't get me wrong, I've done it before. But if I go out and do a nice ride with nice scenic views, and especially if I go out riding with somebody else, I always like to have the camera on because I want to make a movie about it, or make a YouTube movie about it, a bit of a social media movie, whatever. Ain't no Quentin Tarantino, as you see, and ain't no bloody, Sam Pilgrim as a rider either. So, it's just an average bloke on his bike with a GoPro, just doing his thing, and I'll try and show you as many trails as I can, as many trails as I can get to. Lately, it hasn't been a lot. And that's the other thing too. We're thinking about getting a van because if I've got a van, I'll be more inclined to keep the bike in the van and, maybe go to work with it in the van with all the wheels still attached. So I don't have to take the front wheel off because at the moment to get it into my little Subaru XV, my passenger seat's got to go all the way forward. It's got to go all the way leant forward. I've got to take the headrest out because then I can't see past because it's right in my field of view when I'm driving, especially if I'm turning right or left. I've got to sort of look where I'm going. Yeah, so it's a real pain in the arse, and I've got to take the battery out, take the front wheel off so I can lift it up and get it in there. It's such a heavy bike, obviously being an e-bike. And it just squeezes in. And yeah, the car's a bit small. You know, it's just getting a bit too hard. So I'm thinking, yeah, I want to get a van, put the bike in it, and then, yeah, I can just sort of like go, right, I'm going here after work, bang, out with the bike, all the gear in there as well. So I just change, put my gear on, bang, off I go, and be done with it. And then all I've got to do when I get home is either pull the bike out or take the battery out and just whack it on charge. So that's another thing crossing my mind. So new van, new camera. The other thing is the computer. I don't know, it's got an i7 4970 or 4790 Haswell processor in it. I've upgraded to 16 gig of RAM. I've got one of these gigabyte, 4 gigabyte bloody video cards that, for the graphic side of things. And I can edit 1080p, not too bad. I'm using Sony Movie Studio Platinum. Well, it's actually not even owned by Sony anymore. It's Vegas, or it's actually owned by a company called Magix. But yeah, anyway, it's good when it works. It's a bit like the camera. And I'm just wondering if it crashes because of my computer's age and whatnot. I can't run Adobe Premiere Pro because my computer is too old. So at the moment I'm stuck with that. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to edit 4K in that. It would have to be, sticking with the 1080 sort of stuff, which I don't mind. 1080 is fine. As long as you're looking at it clearly, it'll do the trick. I'm happy with that. And plus I can get more footage on and just, yeah, that's fine with me. I'm not that fussed about 4K. I guess I don't watch the footage on a massive TV. Maybe if it was on a massive TV, it might look a bit more pixelated. Everyone's got bloody massive TVs these days, so 4K is probably the way to go. But yes, I was thinking about upgrading the computer, but man, it's just, we only got so much money, man. Can only upgrade so many things. It was originally made as an audio production computer, and my hobbies have changed, obviously. So it was spec'd for audio, which doesn't have to be as full on as for video. So yeah, anyway, that's what's been going on. So I don't have much of a video to show today. I'll put a few clips up, and I cleaned the bike. I took the chain off, gave it a degrease and some Kero. Giving the old girl a bit of a once over. I've actually taken the chain off, giving it a bit of a soak. Have a look at the colour of that, soaking in Kero. Have a look at it, filthy. So done about 550 odd Ks now, I think. And should be all spick and span, mate, good as new. Sprayed the old rotors with the old rotor revive. Make sure there's no grease and crap or degreaser on those. So still plenty of pads on there, I reckon. I'm thinking of putting that in the car tomorrow morning and maybe hitting up Fox Creek, because Fox Creek opened up today. And I thought, well, it's going to be mad down there. There's going to be people everywhere. And, I've never been there before. So I wouldn't mind just doing a bit of a recce, sussing it out sort of on my own. Just taking the trails real easy. So I'm maybe going to hit that up tomorrow afternoon, which will be a weekday. And we'll see how we go with that. Weather should be fine. But yeah, anyway, we'll go to the video now. And yeah. Oh, one of the other things too, just before we get into that. Today's ride, I did a little route and an event thing on the Strava group, which is Adelaide eMTB riders. Now, I think there's about maybe 6, well, let's have a look. What have we got? 7 members. So yeah, 7 members. And nobody else showed up except Steve, which is okay. I mean, I don't mind riding on my own, to be honest, but it's always good to, have a bit of company. So yeah, if you're on Strava and you want to, just hook up and go for a ride with e-bike riders. I mean, this is the thing, like, it's going to be obviously harder trying to do it on here because Strava's not really a social network. I mean, they call it social network for athletes or something along those lines. And obviously Facebook is the big social network and Facebook groups and stuff like that. Now, I've actually quit Facebook. I did so during March, and it's now April the 11th, and I still haven't gone back to it. And to be honest, I haven't missed it except for the groups. And I've been on about it before. Thing with the groups, it's great to organise things and blah, blah, blah. But you need to have the whole Facebook experience to get to the groups. So yeah, I'm trying to just bypass Facebook, and it's obviously harder to try and organise stuff and get involved with stuff. So I've got Instagram anyway, which I know is owned by Facebook, but it is a damn sight less, how can we say, time wasting. You just go in there, you put a few photos and you have a bit of a comment, and that's about it. So I promoted the rides on there. A couple of blokes were talking about it the other day actually, and I thought, oh, maybe a couple more riders will turn up, but yeah, no, it was just me and Steve. But anyway, if you're on Strava, join up Adelaide eMTB riders if you've got an e-bike. And the reason I've done that is because there wasn't one on Strava. Obviously there's been one on Facebook for quite a while, but there wasn't one on Strava. And I'm trying to use Strava as a bit more of a, sort of social tool as far as Facebook went. It's nothing like it, but I'd go on there and I'll look at people's rides and make a few comments, and I've even put links up and photos and whatever, but there's not a real lot of traction you can get on there, because basically a lot of people will be using like a Garmin watch or a Trip Garmin computer on their bike that automatically syncs their Strava activity, uploads it to Strava, and they might not actually even go onto Strava that much. They might just upload it. Every now and again they'll go on there maybe and look at other people's times, and oh shit, I wasn't as quick as this person today, oh bloody hell, and I know Strava is really competitive, sort of spirited, I guess you could say, especially with the roadies out there. They're really into it and trying to beat everyone's time, and if the time gets beaten, it's like, oh man, I've got to go back out and smash that time. And mate, whatever gets you out there cycling is good. That's just not my thing. I just like to go out and ride for fun and a bit of exercise and that sort of stuff, and improve my skills along the way. But yeah, anyway, get onto it. Come out on some rides. Be nice to meet some blokes and some girls as well. Now let's go on the ride. Ta-da! But there is a cool little climb that I want to do, and I reckon it's this one here. See if I can get up it. Oh yeah. Oh. Go, go, go! Go Gadget Turbo! Yeah. Oh. Yeah, those ruts, man. Did you have it in turbo? You sort of think, oh, if you go too low, you'll end up just spinning out. But I was in 10th. So yeah, or 3rd, sorry. Bloody heap sandier than any time I've been here, eh? I would have thought after the rain it would have...
It's as sandy as I remember.
I think we've just had that much dry weather, and the rain has done nothing to it really, because there's that other sandy section that goes uphill up here too. Sandy. So sandy. I really lost it at one point there. How long will they last? Yeah, pretty quick. I think GoPro stays on now, so there you go. And that'll be an epic shot there, man. Yeah, right. Yeah. You recording this on your Strava? Oh cool, I'll have to get you to share it with me because I fucking thought I'd turn my bloody watch thing on and it fucking didn't come on. Fucking having a good day with electronics today, mate, jeez. I was nearly not even going to bring the camera, I was nearly just going to go, you know what, fuck all that shit, just ride. Jeez, sometimes the bike just gets away from me, man. You step on the pedal and it just takes off. If you're on the high side of the bike, it's no good. I reckon it'd be nice living down here. Nice and peaceful.
It's an old survey area.
Yeah, right.
Part full on. It's pretty expensive houses down
Yeah.
here, mate.
Goes with that restaurant down here, mate. It's pretty expensive to eat there.
Just can't pay that.
I don't think we have either. We just looked at the menu and go, yeah, nah. Oh yeah, nice little place for a dump. Not. Bit of weight in the back of that or what? It's just the way it's parked. Where is it? I think you got to go down there to get to the beach, don't you? Electric, man, yeah, it's the way of the future, mate. We can just get a donut and a coffee at this van or something. Donuts aren't bad, yeah. that the noise if it breaks, is it?
That's the rear hub.
Oh, right. Because I don't often hear it, and it comes on intermittently, and I was like...
People about it, they'll say it's particular to that particular free hub.
Yeah, right.
So, it annoys the shit out of me. So,
I mean, it's not super loud, but it's sort of like, even when you're rolling, sometimes you hear it, it just comes on and off and on and off.
It does, yeah.
Where mine, like if I stop pedaling, it just comes on.
I should have got it replaced when I got the rear wheel rebuilt.
So there you go, not much of a video. Pretty sort of windy footage. It was quite windy today. I'm not liking the helmet point of view. It's just too airy-fairy. Like it's just like you're floating everywhere. You don't get a sense of the speed. Not that I go fast, but you know, you're not down low. You don't get the arms and the handlebars, you know, the grip, and you don't see the bike bouncing over stuff, and it's just not as engaging. So I think the only time a good helmet camera would work is probably with stabilization off, so you get to sort of see a bit more how rough it is. And also if you're one of those Red Bull riders that just go mental and do flips and, you know, whatever, just going real fast and all that sort of stuff. But for the riding that I do, stabilization on and on the chest, and with that bit of a slipstream that's created while you're riding, the air going around you instead of over the camera, I think it'll be a bit quieter too, because it was just all today, which sort of reminded me a little bit of how it used to be on the motorbike at times. So, and when I had the motorbike, what I was doing is I was also running a separate mic inside my helmet, so it was away from the wind, and I had that plugged in my phone. I had to overdub an audio channel for the vocals, you know. But anyway, hopefully the next ride will be better and the camera will work. And yeah, I might have to, I don't know, maybe I'll see if there's a firmware update, or just maybe if I stick it in the oven, put it on 200 degrees for about half an hour, that might fix it up perhaps. Could be the SD card too, who knows, maybe it is the SD card. But you know, you format the SD card. Anyway, look, I've got to go. See you later.